was a carpenter, you know, as well as a fireman. And then between the shoulder injuries, of course my right hand, swinging a hammer, I made my living as a master carpenter because the city didn't pay us enough. So
Right.
everybody has a second job.
Right.
You're not supposed
Or
to.
third, right.
So after that, that took part of it away. Then having the issue with my lungs. So now between taking medications for my shoulder, going to everybody, getting all kinds of opinions, now you're getting sick with your lungs. Bronchitis 10 times a year, where a doctor says, you have to leave New York. What are you talking about? You're only going to get worse, you know, if you don't leave. Now, how do you just pick up and leave? You can't. And then after getting that under control, then I started with my back. And I had a point in my life where I related to the back where they thought I had lymphoma. So I went and had a bone marrow test, came back, and they said I possibly could have low-grade lymphoma, which is untreatable. It can go on. Now this all stems from 9/11. And then my back started not long after that, and I dealt with it for 2 years. Now a guy that wants to do everything, and you know, I was doing nothing. And within 6 months they said there was a tumor on my spine. So that was the end. That was the last straw. I did the surgery, I did everything. I went to all the rehab, personal trainer, and never got to where I had to get to, and didn't understand why. And you know what, waking up every morning, like you said, having an elephant on your back, that's exactly how I was. Re-injured it this past year, falling on the ice. And went back to the doctors, and then all of a sudden, my son mentioned you. And I was like, yeah, you know, what is it, what it has to do? He showed me your video, and I was like, are you kidding me? This is not real. This is not real.
Not real. I love hearing that.
So my son comes home one day and says, listen, I spoke to Jimmy. I told him, you know, you re-injured, you went to the doctor. They want you to go for shots again. He told me to tell you don't do anything until you see him. And here it is, like May and June, I'm on the couch and I'm back to where I was. I don't want to get up, I don't want to do anything, and I get a phone call out of the blue, and it's you. Within 1 minute of that conversation, my whole outlook on life changed.
And I never return phone calls, P.S.
And
I just don't call people, but sometimes.
no, and you know what? It was within the first minute, I felt my life changed. I got a perspective. You told me do not go back to that doctor. Do not get the injections. If you can suffer and withhold the pain till I see you, do it. And this is the first time that I was like, you know what? Forget it. I'm not going to listen to any of these guys. So the minute talking to you actually changed my whole outlook on getting well, getting better, and actually saying that maybe I'm going to get my life back. So on that, I suffered through everything. I finally got to see you, and 2 minutes into the office in the first visit, it was like, there's only, I would say, one time in life that you meet a person, besides like your father or your son, someone in your life that actually makes a difference or looks at you as, you know what, you are special and I'm here to do it. And the minute I walked in, I think some people never get that in life. And thanks for my son. And he turned around and introduced me to you. And the 2 minutes in this room talking to you, actually, it changed my life. because I thought I was going to go nowhere. I've tried everything, I've done everything, and I told people, and people don't understand. They're like, why are you talking about this guy so much? What is so special? He changed my life within 2 minutes. You did it 1 minute on the phone and 2 minutes in this room. And for someone to call me and to make an effort to me, you don't even know me.
Right.
You don't know me. So who am I to you? But you know what?
And that's why I'm emotional right now, because so many people don't understand how I suffer in a lot of what I do with 11 hours, 12 hours a day, to hear stories like yours that I'm not upset. It makes me really angry that people are suffering for no reason. And for someone to, just like you, it's just return respect, because for you to treat me the way you do when I got people snubbing me left and right, and you don't understand. It doesn't matter who's on my table. Everyone's special, and when someone like you just needs a little bit of light in his life, all of a sudden I'm like, dude, I can change your life. And a side note, I don't always tell people to stop their shots. I don't always tell people to stop seeing their doctor. This was a very special case, so don't think that your doctor's most important. But unfortunately, when you keep throwing darts at the wrong board, something has to give, right? When it's a muscle issue, when it's an issue like that. So so explain the first treatment, because I didn't.
Well, the first treatment, the first treatment I came in, which I happened to just have an hour with you.
Yeah.
And here you are, never met me, never we spoke on the phone. You try to put a year's worth of work into a 1 hour session. Yeah. And
tried like hell.
and you did. But just getting on the table and coming in this room and you explaining everything to me opened my eyes again about life. We discussed personal things, and I just met you, and you gave me life stories, I gave you life stories. And in that 1 hour, you literally tried to change my life, and you did. And like I said, in your lifetime, you might meet one person that totally turns your life around, and you don't even know it, and you're the one person that actually turned my life around, because it's not physically, it's mentally.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you get up in the morning and you can't walk, or you can't do something and you're in pain, what do you do the rest of that day? You
fight.
And that's all I do is fight. And there wasn't any answers. There were no solutions. There were no answers.
I've been there.
And then all of a sudden, everything opened up. And I've been nonstop talking about you, not only for what you do, but for the person that you are. And people I guess you can't understand it unless you meet you and realize what kind of a person you are. That you're not coming in here just okay, then you're leaving. When you come in, I feel I met someone in my life that, you know what, a lot of people are never going to experience again. I lost a lot of friends. I lost a lot of people in my life as family and best friends in the fire department. Okay? Everybody that I worked with before I left that house to take care of my father, who had cancer, and they're all gone. And these are guys that stuck by my side, and you know what? It leaves a hole in your heart for the rest of your life.
Right.
And it leaves guilt.
Right. Which you should never do.
And I've been carrying around forever.
I don't have to.
And injury upon injury, and what did I do? You can't explain what this gentleman is unless you see him. In a phone call, he changed my life. A phone call, I didn't even meet him. Then to it coming to it the first time, he tried to do something that people have been trying to do for 10 years for me. But guess what? There was no passion behind it. There was no, let me get to know this person, let me know everything. And that's one thing you did. You got to know me within a few minutes, and then you've just been dedicated for the past few months to me. And
Yeah.
if people don't meet you, guess what? They lost in life. If you haven't touched them, then guess what? They haven't experienced life, and they haven't found that one person that makes a difference in their life.
The only thing I give is just everything, you know. And as much as I want to feel good about hearing this, and I do, it makes me feel so good. And this is why I want people to hear your story, because a lot of people don't understand. You can make very quick changes if you stop staring at that dead wall. If you put out there for the hope, and what you're looking for will come back. And you don't understand what I get when what I do and what I get from assisting you. It pulls me out of my own. Yeah, I don't want to say I've been living in depression my entire life, but I'm built in a certain way that within me I have to change people's lives. It makes me happy. It satisfies me. And when someone like yourself should have that level of thinking, a lot of times all you have to do is take a step out, look you straight in the eyes, and just say, let's be real. And I don't know why more people aren't like that. It's a shame, but it's not about just the body work. You're right. When someone steps foot in my office, I want to prepare you for every emotional, every mental, every tool you can possibly have. So whether I'm here or not, you take a piece of me with you and you carry it forever. And if being able for you to accept my love and take it and run with it, man, that's all as a healer or as a therapist someone could ask for. I get, people tell me, oh, you charge too much, oh, this. They're professional athletes that don't even know what I do, and people tell me, oh, Jimmy does what I do.
You know
Get
what?
on my table first before you ever say you do anything remotely close to Jimmy Bluff. There's only one of me.
And it's not about money. You know what? It's about the person. And like you said, you're depressed. You know what? You come in and you make somebody feel that there is life again.
There's no such thing as depression. It's a state of mind, and it's living with a purpose and getting your ass out of bed to tackle that purpose. And my purpose is to change lives, and I was so fortunate that when someone throws a big challenge, and I could feel the love of your son and his concern for you, and I think he gave you his session. The first time, his son gave up his session for his dad, and when someone like you, who's so deserving and to my eyes such a hero with 9/11, I was in massage therapy school the second week watching planes going to buildings. So that's the reason why I'm so full of emotion, because 13 years ago and 50,000 hours of all businesses and friends and people just manipulating you, and people, no idea what I've been through. I vowed to change something. Meanwhile, he was saving lives, and he's been suffering on the opposite side ever since. I've been suffering for success because I was willing to die to change the world somehow, and I was willing to do anything necessary to attach and attack my dreams and make those things happen. And what was so special about this is 13 years later, you walked into my life. You were at 9/11. I came up with this crazy technique that no one's ever felt or heard of. And at that point in time, it was just perfect. It was just perfect. 13 years, and you're just supposed to meet someone. And again, I'm typically not an emotional person.
Well, you couldn't tell from what you write.
When you can experience this. If you've ever thought of going into body work, if you've ever thought of going into energy work, man, you have no idea what you're prepared to dig into because you take part of someone emotionally with you. And when you give a shit, people are like, oh, you got to protect your energy. I'm going to open my heart.
No.
Because sometimes that's all someone needs to be healed forever.
Yes. Like you're a giver. That's all I've been my whole life, was a giver.
It's weird when you find someone to give back, right?
And then I say, you know what? And is it bad to say, when is someone or something or going to give back to me? You know?
Right.
Okay, I've been doing it for so long, giving.
Right.
I'm suffering.
Right.
I'm not getting anything back.
Right. But
And then all of a sudden you meet a person like you. And you know what? And you say, one person cares about me, cares whether I'm going to get out of bed tomorrow and walk, or I'm going to go and do things that I haven't done for 13 years or whatever, then your life has changed. And the day I walked in this door, the first time, my life was changed because you were all about giving to me. And you know what? It's not, I can't put it into words, but it's something that you feel. Mm-hmm. And it's something that it has changed my life. And you know what? I'll never be the same person again because of you. Because you gave me a light at the end of that tunnel. And it wasn't just your hands. It was the whole entire talk while you were working on me about life, about yourself, and what you're about. And to walk out of here, and then someone that has thousands of people that see you, to get a text from you, hey bro, are you all right? How you feeling? And this is one session with you, and I never met you. Mm-hmm. Before that, it literally, it is life changing. And you've made my life unbelievable. And one time that you meet that person in your life, and I'm special enough to have met you, and you changed.
You were special all along. You just needed to know it.
Never again.
And this is the stuff that people don't see 11 hours a day. This is why I do this right here. John, firefighter, 9/11.
Jimmy Bluff, the best you can get.
Thanks,
Man,
bro.
thank you, brother.
I appreciate it.
Honestly, bro. Honestly, long friendship. Without a doubt.